Brendon Burchard is a 3-time New York Times bestselling author and high-performance coach who has trained over 1.5 million people. He went from struggling with depression and surviving a serious car accident to becoming the world's highest-paid motivation and marketing trainer. And today we're going to learn his best advice on how to change your interpretation of things. Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time!
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Carmichael, and every morning I give you a shot of Entspresso to help you believe in yourself more and start your day with confidence. So good morning, I believe in you, and let's do this. Over to you, Brendon Burchard.
In our lives, especially when we're being reactive, information comes in, right? We're at an event, we're paying attention to how people treat us, we're studying something, we're trying to learn something, and we're just going about our regular day. Information is coming in. How people perceive us, the cause and effect of events, things are just happening. Information comes into the brain. From that point, the information immediately goes into interpretation. And what this usually means is interpretation in the fast reactive thing is safe, unsafe, good, bad, like it, don't like it, recognize it, don't recognize it. Been there, done that, unfamiliar, familiar, certain, uncertain, fear, safe. All these things start triggering. It's pretty unconscious and it's pretty fast. Our biases come into play. It's just that speed, spontaneous, reactive part of us. And that's not always bad. Sometimes it can be good, right? Sometimes it can be good. Interpretation can be, that event, that's good for me. Or that event, that's bad for me. But usually it's like a snap judgment. Think about that. Most when we're talking about an unconscious level, it's like a snap judgment. Automatic. Like you like her, don't like her. Feel safe, don't feel safe. It's very fast. Then the next level, and this is not always linear, of course, because your brain is not left brain, right brain kind of methodology. Your brain's more of a spider web of interconnectedness that is something we still don't understand, okay? You can study everything in neuroscience and you might learn something about this lobe or that cortex region, but then only to find out that later on, a year later, like, well, actually, it seems like it's also communicating over here. It's a spider web of unbelievable intelligence that's happening. And everything can be hundreds of milliseconds of transitions between neural networks. It's unbelievably fast, unbelievably capable. So this is just for our understanding. It's not necessarily real world linear like this, but what tends to happen is as information comes in, good, bad, we also then move it to a level of, well, what does this mean to me? Identity. What does this mean to me? What does this either mean to me or what does this say about me? How does this apply to me? And if we're not conscious here, this can be really troublesome. Some of you discovered that yesterday, I bet, when you released a few things. Sometimes we have these events in our life that we take on and we just assume it meant something about us. And we didn't realize, no, that's more of a statement about them than it is about us, right? Sometimes when you're hurt or someone was rude to you, it had nothing to do with you. Raise your hand if you follow. It had nothing to do with you. But if you're not careful, you could say, mean person, unsafe, means I'm bad child. Rude behavior, uncertain about this, I must not belong. Terrible situation, I feel bad, I can never be safe again. How many follow how this happens? This is why we have to be very, very, very observational of our own thoughts and feelings, because how these things get labeled can really change our lives forever.
The single biggest shift I love to see you make is to believe that you are amazing. We spend so much time in our own heads telling ourselves that we can't do it, that it won't work, that it's never gonna happen. And then you'll find really great reasons why you can't do it to justify your lack of action. I want to stop that thinking in you. Default to thinking that you're amazing. Tell yourself that you are awesome. And then go find reasons why you can do it and take some massive action. So I'm constantly trying to make myself proud. It's one of the things that I'm always doing in my daily habits, my routines, my self-talk. I'm trying to make myself proud of me. It's not something that anybody else can really give you. It may be great if your husband or your wife or your parents and your kids or your friends or your family give you some validation, recognition, they're proud of you. But if you're not proud of yourself, none of that means anything. And then you stay small for life. So a quick example, one of the things I'm working on now is I'm fasting until 5 o'clock. So I fast until 5 o'clock. This weekend, Saturday is usually my cheat day. So I eat whatever I want day, right? I'm keto 6 days a week. Saturday is cheat day. Eat whatever I want. This Saturday, I decided to fast until 5 o'clock. On Saturday, on my day, on the day I get to do whatever I want. Nope, 5 o'clock. Let's go, right? I want to make myself proud. I really enjoyed when I started eating at 5 o'clock. But all the way up, I'm looking at the food, I'm thinking what I'm going to eat, my mouth is watering. And as I continue to not eat and stay committed to what I said I was going to do, I'm building up the self-talk. I'm building up the self-love, the self-respect, the self-confidence, the self-motivation. Because it doesn't count until it's hard, right? Your goals don't count until they're hard. Otherwise, it doesn't count. Otherwise, it's easy, right? Setting a goal, I flossed the tooth today. Check, great. You don't feel good about it because it was easy. You feel good about the goals you reach when they're difficult, when they're hard. So your goals don't count till they're hard. So then the next day, I went to a family barbecue. So Sunday, I went to a barbecue with my parents to do a whole bunch of celebrations. And this amazing barbecue, and I'm not allowed to eat until 5 again, right? A daily routine, 5 o'clock. It's my new habit. And we were having our barbecue at 2. And so we show up at 2, and my dad's making this amazing steak. My mom's making all this homemade food. Sit down at the table. I have my water. And my parents asked me, well, just eat 3 hours early, eat 2 hours early, eat 1 hour early. What's the difference? Your entire life is that difference. Your entire life is eating 1 hour early. That's why you're playing small. That's the whole game. Where you let yourself off the hook when you know you don't want to. That's the problem. When other people let you off the hook, when other people are saying it's okay, take a break. You've already put so much work in. Don't worry about it. You deserve this. But you don't feel you do? That's the whole game. So that's what I told them. I told them, no, that extra hour, 1 minute before is my entire life. This is how we raise our standards. This is how you raise your standards. By doing things that now are no longer acceptable. And if you do it 99% of the way, it doesn't count. You got to do it. You know you're capable of it. It's just going to be hard. And you do hard. So on Sunday, I waited 3 hours while everybody ate their meals, took in the smell, had great conversations, and then 5 o'clock hit, and I went and got my steak. And man, that steak tasted good. Not just because it was homemade and perfectly seasoned and perfectly cooked, but because I earned it. Because I did deserve it. And it felt great that I stuck to it. Finding reasons, finding ways, finding habits in your life to remind yourself of how amazing you are, I think is one of the most important things that you can do. We need to stop telling ourselves that we suck. We need to stop finding all the reasons why it won't work out, and instead remind ourselves that we're awesome, and then find reasons to justify it. So how do you actually do it? Practical steps. I've got a 3-step process that's going to help you. But before that, here's a special message from Brendon.
Listen, humans are built to serve. Some people are built to serve the world. Others want to serve the 25 people closest to them. But in either case, humans are built to serve. So if you're not happy right now, it's because you're not serving enough. You got to pick up this book because it's so inspiring to remind you that we're all here to contribute, to make a difference, to make an impact, and this is your field guide for that.
Okay, how do we do it? How do we start raising our standards? How do we start changing our interpretations? 3-step process, let's go. Step number 1 is pass the pillow test. The pillow test is when you put your head on the pillow at night, have you made yourself proud today? And this is what I encourage people to do, people I work with. You're gonna hit your head on the pillow tonight, right? you're not in bed yet. This is a morning video series, by the way, so hopefully you're not in bed yet. Before you hit your head on the pillow, have you done something today to make yourself proud? A one-off moment isn't enough. It's the daily, it's the continuous, it's the ongoing showing yourself that you do things that make you proud. So have you done something today yet that makes you proud? If not, get up and do something. It doesn't have to take 8 hours to do it. You can make yourself proud in a second if you wanted to, just by taking on something that's difficult. Go try doing as many jumping jacks in a row as possible. Super fast, super hard, go all out. Go try doing as many push-ups as you can, right? Maybe you're gonna do 4 push-ups. How long is that gonna take you? Not a lot of time. It doesn't have to take a lot of time to make yourself proud. But working that muscle to make yourself proud every single day has this compound effect to then bleed over into every area of your life to actually take on the big projects that will move your business and your life forward. So pass the pillow test today. It has to happen. Step number 2 is tie your self-worth to the effort, not the results. If doing 4 push-ups is the max for you right now, great. Get down, do 4 push-ups, and then pat yourself on the back. If on the 5th push-up, you're trying to get up and you collapse over, I'm amazing, right? This is what you need to start cheering. Because if you started putting in your max effort, what was really your max effort, every single day, you're gonna get the results that you're looking for in your life and in your business. But if you coast off of your talents and your abilities and the work you put in, and then don't show up every day for the work you're doing, you might get some accolades, you might get some people telling you did a good job, but you know you could do better. This is the problem for ambitious people who've had some degree of success. People will look at you, people with lower standards will look at you and tell you what a great job you're doing. And you like to hear it, it's nice to hear. But on the other side, you know that this is nothing. You know that you slacked today. You know that you're not being massively productive. You're gonna tell me that in the 16 hours that you're awake today that you crushed every single minute of it? No, of course not. You're wasting tons of time every single day. And that's what bothers you, because you wanna be a higher achiever. But if you're listening to people with lower standards than you, listen to people who don't have the full picture, then you stay stuck. You stay small, as opposed to actually pushing, grinding, and getting better. So tying your self-worth not to the results that you've gotten so far, but to the effort that you're putting in every single day, because that will force you. You might say, oh my God, I only did 4 push-ups. I'm gonna stop doing that, because you tied your self-worth to the results. Oh, I'm gonna stop doing that. That's embarrassing. I'm not doing that again. No, it's the whole point. You keep going, you keep building, you keep getting stronger, and you keep crushing your results. Tie your self-worth to the effort, not the results. And step number 3 is your goals don't count until they're hard. When you start off on something, the first steps might be easy. You're building that initial momentum, that initial progress, but at some point it's gonna get hard. And this is where people fall off the train, right? You're on a diet, but you go on some vacation and then you come back, right? And it's like, oh, I messed up my diet because of the vacation. Or you're trying to build your business and then COVID-19 happens and it shuts it down, right? Like you're always gonna get punched in the face. There's always gonna be so many things that will come up and block you. And the tendency for most people is to say, well, it was just the timing. When the timing's better, then it'll happen. When the timing is better, then I'll be a success. The timing never comes. You might have this tiny little window that everything is going great, and then something's gonna happen. That's life. Something is gonna happen to you. Your goals don't count until they're hard. That's the whole point. What you give yourself a break on has to move forward. You have to move the brake line forward. Move the brake line forward. You used to give yourself a break at this point. Now you give yourself a break up here. And I'm not advocating for working your face off and ending up in a hospital or something, right? And balance is important. Live your life with balance, with urgency. You're awake 16 hours a day. You're gonna tell me that that's perfectly in balance, that you're fully present and enjoying every moment and it's all been designed for you? You're showing up and being authentic and real in every moment? No, not even close. You're wasting tons of time during the day. Tons of time during the day. And I know, because I do too. I'm much more effective than I used to be, and I still have a ways to go. And what helps me is understanding that my goals don't count until it's hard. Like your goals will start and it'll feel hard, right? When you start your goals, it'll feel hard, but then it's gonna get really hard. Then something's gonna happen that's gonna make you want to stop. That's when I tell myself, nope, this is hard. My goals don't count until they're hard. Expect it, it's coming. How are you gonna show up? Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, question of the day, I wanna know, what's the next hard thing that you need to do? What's staring you in front of the face that you've been delaying, procrastinating on, that you need to do? Let me know, put it down in the comments below. And if you made it this far in the video, I wanna celebrate you. We don't just watch videos here in Believe Nation, we do something about it. Give me a hashtag Believe down in the comments as well so we can celebrate you.
I believe that most human beings are only living at about 40% of their capability. So the mind has a governor, like a car. If you're driving a car and the car has a governor on it, the car may say 130 miles an hour, but the governor is set for 91. Once that governor sets in, you get to 91, that car starts doing this. The car wants to go. The car wants to go, but that factory said, we're not going past 91. We have a factory, a nice governor in our brain, and it's a survival mechanism. It protects us from pain and suffering. The second we feel that, our mind says, oh no, this isn't fun. We should back off. We should sit down, find something more comfortable. And there's something about the mind. The mind has the tactical advantage over you at all times. At all times of your life, the mind has a tactical advantage over you. Why is that? It knows what you're afraid of. It knows your insecurities. It knows your deep, dark lies. And it starts to push you away from that. It pushes you in a direction that is comfortable. The mind controls everything. So what I realized was that when I was growing up and I was 300 pounds and I got all fat and I got all insecure, I realized that my mind kept taking me in this direction. When things got uncomfortable for me, when I was facing my insecurities, when I was facing my fears, my mind said, oh no, we have the tactical advantage. We need to get you, separate you from this feeling over here. Life's all about feelings. We want the happy feeling. We don't want that feeling of this sucks. Why am I here? And you don't have any, so you can't answer those questions, so you leave. I started realizing that if in that moment you can answer those questions and you are now in charge of your brain versus your brain ruling you, that's where all that stuff comes from. So the 40% rule is all of that. You get to 40%, your brain says, we're done. Let's roll, man. This is starting to get painful. This is uncomfortable. So you sit down. You have to figure out ways, and everybody's different. That's how the book kind of talks about, like we all have these things about, 5 steps to this and 4 steps to this. It's a lot more than that. That's all. It's a practice that you have to, it's a habit. So if you know that at 40%, I'm feeling pain. At 40%, I'm feeling pain. That's where the 40% rule kicks in. Now it starts. Okay, I'm feeling pain. My mind's saying all this to me. It's saying, get out of here, run, flee. The fight or flight kicks in. Okay, we're done. We're not good enough. It starts telling you all these things. You start to believe it because the mind controls all. This is the time where you have to gain control back of your mind. It's okay, let me see if I can go 45%. And once you start giving yourself more and more hope and start realizing, okay, the mind starts to be, okay, what are you doing? We're supposed to be going right and you're going left. You start then controlling your mind. Start finding more in yourself. And then it goes from 40% to a lot further than that. But that's the start of it though. Get to the spot where your mind is saying stop. Wherever that is, you gotta get there first. And then that's when that starts to work for you. You gotta control yourself in that moment.
If you wanna know how Brendon Burchard raises the necessity of his life, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.